One of my favorite sayings in life is to double dip that chip. We're going to do exactly that today. We're going to have a shop project plus a laser project, all in one. Hey everybody, my name is Sam and welcome back to Samcraft. That's right, in today's video we're doing a shop project and it's a laser engraver project, all in one. 2 for 1, double dip the chip. That's right, I like that saying. So let's go ahead and jump into this thing and start making something. Alright, let's turn that off so you guys can hear me. So, the workshop is pretty full. I have a lot of tools in my small, okay, I call it a small workshop. It is 16 feet by 16 feet, of which this CNC table is like 4 by 6 feet. The dust collector, 2 by 2. Have a lathe station over there behind Scrap Woods Village. Table saw, workbench in the middle, storage, and stuff. I've looked around and there's pretty much only one place in my workshop that will work for this new laser station, and it's right here. I have access to a window for putting a fan there to blow all the fumes, smoke, and just noxious stuff out. Plus, I have pretty much the floor space available. Now, what I'm going to run into is that this is going to compete with the actual storage of my sheet goods. That's my Baltic birch plywood that I use for projects, and that's like the best place to put it. So what I'm going to do is put my laser table higher than I normally would. Everything in this workshop is on pretty much the same level, and that allows me to use surfaces as I need to, and they kind of all even out. I'm going to choose to make this one taller so that I can keep my sheet goods storage down there, not lose that space, but still double up and have the laser sitting up top. Like every project in the shop, it starts with cleanup. So let me get all this stuff out of the way, clean up my area, probably cut a few boards here and there to get me started for construction, and then I'll check in with you guys. Okay, man, wood is falling down everywhere in here. I've got like stacks and piles and stacks, and I really need to get this stuff whittled down, but it's just so useful and expensive. I have the space cleaned out and I'm going to move my brackets next. I have some large L brackets screwed into the wall to hold all of the plywood against and ratchet strapped up. As you guys saw, whenever I loosened the strap, everything came crumbling down. So that's my solution for panel storage and wood storage. Keeps it flush against the wall, keeps it safe, especially with kids and everything in here like I have. So that would be what I suggest. It's cheap, it's easy, and it works. That gets my sheet goods stored up and out of the way, and it keeps them accessible but not underneath this new table that I'm going to build. Speaking of this new table, let me show you the materials I've scrounged up and think I'll be using for this build. A couple years back, I took apart an old TV cabinet that was largely made out of red oak, and I've been saving it and using it here and there for projects. There's one. If you haven't seen it, tool wall build. Simple, effective. I'm going to be using what I think is probably the last really usable piece from that TV cabinet, and that's this chunk of oak that's pretty much like a 40-inch wide by 24, maybe 23. The other material that I have is actually sheets of plywood sheathing that I used a year, maybe a year and a half ago at this point, when we did a new roof on our home. There was a lot of this 5/8 plywood left over. I didn't really know what to do with it, so I ended up ripping it into 3-inch wide strips, thinking that if I wanted to build furniture in the shop or things later, the strips would be the most beneficial to me while allowing me to break down the large sheet goods into things that don't take up as much space. Although, I mean, I didn't evaporate any matter, so there's still the same amount of cubic space being taken up, but I don't know. Strips of wood are easier to deal with, I guess. I ran out of 2x4s long enough to make my other leg out of, so I'm using some of the same plywood, and I'm just going to glue it together and make my own little leg out of this stuff. There we go. It is all done. The Ortura laser is in its new home. It is liking its nice window view. I have my Fusion 5 tablet over here. That's what I use to run the laser and the Shipoko Pro CNC. I have a USB cable that's long enough to reach from the CNC all the way over to the tablet, so that is really convenient. It is really handy to have myself a tablet in the middle to control either machine. All I do is swap over USB cables whenever I need to run one or the other. Having it close to the window here allows me to put a box fan in place, and that I will be doing very shortly, so that whenever I'm wood burning or engraving actually as a whole. I can have the window open, the fan running, and it'll help extract all the fumes and smoke and everything that I don't want to breathe in. While ultimately I was not forced to make this as tall as it is, I like this height. It's a nice comfortable countertop style height. It is right at, I think, 37 to 38 inches tall, which is perfectly comfortable for loading things on the laser engraver and accessing the tablet, and still leave myself enough room above and below for stuff or junk. Speaking of junk and stuff, I have a lot of room under here now that I could probably add some shelves or a drawer unit or something of the sort to keep all of my laser items close by. I'll probably look into a drawer unit so that I can store my finished products in a dry, dust-free, clean environment and in an organized fashion so I can pull them out really quickly, fulfill orders, ship them out, and replenish my stock and see what's on hand very easily. Overall, this project was fun, it was easy to do, and it's nice to have a little more of my junk wood pile used up in a better fashion and actually in a usable fashion. If you have any questions or comments, leave them for me down below. Otherwise, take care, and I'll see you guys next time in the workshop.